But let's start with the fruit eating parrots because I recently just learned all about toucans and I am now obsessed with toucans and I think that I want one day. But I know
Get a
that they
small
eat.
one, small species, not big. Big species are very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Small ones are manageable.
So I know that they eat a lot of fruit. And you also mentioned that you have lories, and I know they're nectar and fruit eating parrots. And I actually had somebody ask me on Instagram asking, I'd love to know more about rainbow lorikeet diets. So can you touch on a little bit about that specific type of parrot or toucans and like what their diet looks like and how much fruit do they eat? And is there other things that they eat as well?
Yeah, so for toucans versus parrots like lorikeets, toucans are mainly frugivorous. We give them, I try to feed every day 12 different types of fruits. So I typically dice up fruits and seal them in containers for the week. And I give them about 12 different things. We also grow fresh flowers for them. And this, I mean, even if you're in an apartment with a little deck, you can grow them in a box, like nasturtiums. The whole plant is edible for anybody. So we try to grow flowers because flowers have a lot of health benefits as well. And those are great for lories who are exploiting flowers in the wild, right? They're consuming flowers for their pollen, their nectar, um, and also eating fruits and the seeds of fruits like papaya seeds and melon seeds, which are great for lories and lorikeets. We avoid seeds, larger seeds for toucans, but like I said, they get a lot of fruit. We give them some insect protein, which is the only type of animal protein I recommend for any bird. They don't need chicken bones. I don't know where this came from, but like mealworms, edible insects are really your best form of animal protein, only form of animal protein that we know parrots eat in the wild, that we see birds eating in the wild. Um, and then with lories, they also get some kind of liquid nectar. I use Lory's Choice that has been used by lots of people. I work with a lot of zoos that use it too. But that way, it's a liquid diet that they can lap up. But I also add fruits to it. I'm adding flowers. I'm giving them dried flowers to forage in as well. I have a flower forage that we now sell in our store for that purpose. Any bird can do that. Any bird can use it, but I want to give lories as much foraging and keep them busy because they are high energy, active birds. So those are the main things that you have to keep in mind with those types of diets.
Yeah. And when it comes to fruit for parrots that aren't lories or toucans, I think that a lot of people also wonder like how much fruit is too much for our parrots like conures and macaws.
There's no easy answer for that because the fruits are can be so different.
Yeah, their
I
sugar
tend
content.
Yeah, yeah, and sugar. I have to say, sugar is not evil. Like the sugars that are in fruit are natural sugars that are processed differently than table sugar, like sucrose, that's added to some pet pellets to make it palatable. So that like there's no place in the diet for sucrose. But if
Yeah.
you're looking at table sugar, if you're looking at fruits, there's lots of low sugar fruits that you can feed that have huge health benefits. Every bird should be getting berries fairly regularly. They're packed with all kinds of nutrients, great bioflavonoids. Every time I think of bioflavonoids, I think of blueberries, something with a strong color. But flowers also have those too. Hibiscus flowers, great source of bioflavonoids as well. And you can use those dry or brew them as a tea. Um, but the different types of fruits, I always say 15% of the diet fruit wise is usually more than enough for most species. There's no one size fits all. Eclectus typically need more fruit. Um, that's just how they're built.
Yeah.
But the when it comes to fruit, diversify. They shouldn't be getting too much of any one thing. And if you can offer it somewhat unripe, Like I don't offer ripe bananas to anybody. Everybody gets green banana. And
Oh,
so green banana is great for it's a great source of prebiotic fiber that's going to help feed the microbiome in the gut, all that healthy bacteria, because that's interconnected with every body system. And the more research that comes out about the microbiome that lives in our guts, the more we're like, holy cow, it's connected to everything. And if
yeah,
that is unhappy, your body is unhappy. And that goes for any animal. So if you
yeah,
can give them prebiotic fiber, that's going to help feed that microbiome and help it diversify. And I'm co-director of the animal nutrition lab at the university where I teach, and that's one major thing that we're looking at is what does the microbiome look like for a bird that gets fresh food like fruit and sprouts and greens versus a bird that's only or mostly on a diet that's ultra processed like a pellet, like most
yeah,
pellets. And I mean, we see diversification. There's lots more different things in the microbiome if they're getting whole food than if they're on a processed food. And it's the same for people. I mean,
yeah,
there's a reason why we're told not to eat processed food. Processed food is killing us. I think Dr. Robert Lustig from the University of California, San Francisco says it best. He calls it the failed experiment. Like we were trying to feed a lot of people by producing all this processed food, and it's done nothing but hurt us. And obesity is at all-time high, and all this sort of thing. So, it goes the same for any animal. It's the same for dogs and cats. I don't recommend dry kibble. I recommend raw meat-based diets for them. It's healthy. It's biologically appropriate. They thrive on it.